Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I just felt it was the right choice," even though you couldn't explain why? Or maybe you walked into a store, glanced at two similar items, and instantly knew which one you preferred, long before you compared features or prices. We like to imagine our decisions as the product of careful thinking, but the truth is unsettling. In many cases, you've already chosen before your conscious mind even shows up. Today, we're going to explore why that happens, what's going on inside your brain during those lightning-fast moments, and how hidden impulses shape everything from your relationships to your biggest life choices without asking your permission. And more importantly, you'll learn how to recognize and recalibrate those impulses so they don't run your life on autopilot. To understand hidden decisions, you first need to understand something deeply counterintuitive. Thought isn't the starting point of decision-making. It's often the explanation you add afterwards. Neuroscientists call this post hoc rationalization, meaning your brain loves to craft logical stories for choices that were actually made by older, quicker systems long before your conscious reasoning kicked in. Think of it like a spokesperson arriving late to a press conference. The decision is already made, the crowd is already reacting, and your thinking brain steps in afterward to make everything sound structured and intentional. But what exactly makes those decisions before you think? Three main systems: your body, your emotions, and your evolutionary instincts. And they work faster than any line of reasoning because their job is to keep you alive. Imagine your brain as a company. Your rational mind is the CEO, smart, articulate, great at long-term planning. But the COO, the one actually running day-to-day operations, is your emotional and bodily system. It reacts instantly based on prior experiences, moment-to-moment sensations, and thousands of micro-assessments happening without your awareness. Let's start with the body. Your body reacts to the world roughly half a second before you consciously register what's happening. That may not sound like much, but it's enough time for your heart rate to spike, your breathing to tighten, or your muscles to contract in response to even the subtlest trigger. These micro-reactions are your micro-whispers, tiny somatic signals that push you toward or away from something before your brain forms a single thought. Think about that moment when you meet someone new and immediately sense whether you like them or not. Your body picks up cues, tone, posture, movement, tiny facial shifts, and makes a snap verdict. Then your rational mind narrates it as, "They seem trustworthy" or "something felt off." But those explanations arrive late to the party. Now let's add emotions into this picture. Emotional processing happens in the limbic system, especially in the amygdala, which reacts in approximately 20 milliseconds. By the time your conscious mind is forming a thought like, "I'm not sure about this," your emotions may have already cast their vote. And because emotional memory is stored differently than logical memory, your limbic system can match a present moment to an old emotional pattern without telling you. This is why you may instantly feel drawn to certain people. They resemble something familiar in your emotional history, or repelled by situations that echo old hurts. These reactions form the emotional microvotes that make up your hidden decisions. But the deepest layer is evolutionary. Your brain is wired to make fast, resource-conserving decisions. For 99% of human history, slow thinking could mean death. If you hesitated while a predator approached, you became dinner. So evolution optimized you for quick impulses, shortcuts, and heuristics. Even today, when buying a laptop or choosing a partner, your brain still relies on ancient systems designed for survival, not complexity. This is why sometimes you just know, even when the situation is modern and safe, and why your instincts, though powerful, can also be misleading. Hidden decisions shape your life more than you realize. Consider your relationships. You might think you're choosing partners based on compatibility or values, but deeper patterns often make the choice for you. Maybe your body relaxes around someone who mirrors an old sense of safety, or tenses around someone who resembles past conflict. Maybe your brain assigns warmth or danger to a person before they even finish saying hello. Your rational brain believes it's evaluating compatibility, but your subconscious made its selection in seconds. Or take purchases. Market researchers know that most buying decisions happen emotionally in the first few moments. Bright colors, textures, micro delays in the product weight, even the subtle click of a button can trigger a sense of satisfaction or unease. Your brain interprets those physical sensations as logic. This feels like better quality. In reality, the feeling came first. The reasoning came second. Even major life choices, career paths, big moves, opportunities you accept or reject are influenced by these hidden impulses. You may think you left a job because of the workload, But maybe your body registered persistent tension whenever you walked into the office. You may think you pursued a passion because it made sense, but maybe your initial emotional spark occurred before you even recognized it consciously. Understanding this doesn't mean your decisions are irrational. It means your rational mind is only part of the story. And if you ignore the hidden part, you'll never truly understand why you choose what you choose, or how to take back control when those impulses lead you astray. Think of it like driving a car where someone else has their hands lightly on the wheel. You're still steering, but if you don't know their influence is there, you'll drift without realizing why. So how do you start detecting these hidden decisions? The first step is slowing down the window between impulse and action. Just because your body reacts instantly doesn't mean you must obey it instantly. When you give yourself a tiny moment of observation, you suddenly widen the space in which conscious choice can enter. The second step is building awareness of your emotional signatures. Everyone has emotional shortcuts, patterns your brain learned long ago and now uses as templates. When you feel a sudden aversion, attraction, excitement, or discomfort, pause and ask, is this coming from now or from a past echo? This simple question interrupts the automatic chain. And finally, cultivate a habit I call sensory labeling. Before making a decision, especially one that feels instantaneous, name the bodily sensations you're experiencing. My chest is tight. My shoulders relaxed. There's warmth in my face. This grounds the decision not in vague feelings but in concrete data your mind can work with. In the next part, we'll dig deeper into how these hidden impulses shape your everyday choices, how marketers, relationships, and environments exploit them, and how to build a toolkit that lets you catch a subconscious choice before it becomes your next regret. Hidden impulses don't just shape isolated moments, they create patterns, and these patterns can quietly steer the direction of your entire life if you never learn to see them. To understand how deeply this works, let's zoom into 3 areas where subconscious micro-decisions exert the strongest influence: your relationships, your habits, and your major life choices. And as we explore each of them, I'll show you how to intercept the impulse and regain conscious control before the decision hardens into a path you didn't actually choose. Start with relationships, because they are the most fertile ground for hidden decisions. Think of the last time you met someone and instantly felt a spark, or instantly felt discomfort long before they said anything meaningful. That reaction wasn't logic, it was pattern recognition. Your brain scanned dozens of micro cues: posture, facial symmetry, tone of voice, pacing, micro-expressions. In under a second, it compared them to every person you've ever met, every emotional imprint you've ever stored, and delivered a snap verdict: safe, unsafe, familiar, exciting, avoid. And then, moments later, your thinking mind produced an explanation that sounded deliberate. I like their energy, or something seems off. You experienced it as intuition, but really it was your emotional memory pulling the strings. This is why people who resemble your past, physically, emotionally, or behaviorally, can feel magnetic, even when they're not good for you. Your subconscious whispers, "This feels familiar," and your rational brain converts that into, "This feels right." On the other side, someone who is healthy, stable, and emotionally reliable may feel boring at first, not because they are, but because your emotional patterns don't yet have a category for them. Your hidden decisions prefer the known over the healthy. But once you understand this dynamic, you can pause long enough to ask yourself, is this attraction coming from the present, or is it my past choosing for me? That question alone is often the first correct decision in a whole chain of better ones. Now let's look at habits. Hidden decisions are the backbone of every automatic behavior you have. The moment your alarm goes off, your body already knows, before you think, whether you'll scroll your phone, get up, or hit snooze. The emotional signal fires first: dread, excitement, inertia, craving. Then your rational brain justifies it. I need a few more minutes, or I should check my messages, or I'll start the routine tomorrow. But the real choice happened in a split second when your nervous system registered comfort or discomfort. That micro-choice determined the action. The same happens with food, productivity, exercise, and even the urge to procrastinate. You don't think, I will procrastinate now. Instead, your body senses even a tiny discomfort, uncertainty, fear of failure, boredom, and instantly pushes you toward relief, like checking your phone. That tiny emotional impulse becomes a behavior before your mind understands what happened. Once again, your rational brain arrives late and invents a reason. But when you begin catching the impulse, when you start noticing the spark, the flicker, the bodily shift, you suddenly get to choose more deliberately. That's how you begin breaking habits from the inside out. The most surprising domain where hidden decisions operate is major life choices. It's easy to believe you choose your career, your city, your lifestyle through logic. But research shows that micro-experiences months or even years earlier can create emotional biases that tilt your choices without your awareness. Maybe a single positive moment in childhood made you believe you must pursue a prestigious path. Maybe a moment of fear made you avoid risk. Maybe a small success created a whole identity. These moments accumulate into emotional momentum, and when the time comes to choose, your hidden decision has already formed. You just compose the reasoning afterward. This doesn't make your conscious mind useless. It means it's a narrator, not a puppeteer. And the key to better choices is shifting the narrator back into the role of a guide, not a justifier of impulses, but a partner to them. Now let's make this practical. Here's a simple toolkit that will help you catch hidden micro-decisions before they turn into actions you regret. Tool 1. The micro-pause. Whenever you feel a sudden urge, say something immediately, buy something quickly, walk away from a conflict, or chase a fleeting attraction, pause for 2 seconds. Not long enough to feel dramatic, just long enough to let your rational brain catch up. Those 2 seconds interrupt the automatic chain. Tool 2. Name the signal. If you feel drawn towards something or repelled by something, ask, where is this coming from in my body? Is it a tightness in your chest, warmth in your stomach, tension in your jaw? Naming the sensation turns the impulse into information, and the moment you observe it, it loses some of its automatic power. Tool 3. Ask the pattern question. Does this resemble something from my past? You don't need an answer immediately. Just asking breaks the illusion that your feeling is purely about the present. This protects you from repeating emotional loops disguised as logic. Tool 4. Create a deliberate alternative. If your body wants to flee, your alternative might be staying one more minute. If your impulse is to say yes, your alternative might be, let me think about it. If your instinct is to buy, your alternative might be, I'll decide tomorrow. You're not suppressing the impulse, you're adding space around it. Tool 5. Rewrite the story after the decision. Instead of justifying a choice, evaluate it. Was it impulse or clarity? Did you feel pulled or did you choose? This reflection strengthens the neural pathways that favor conscious choice. What's remarkable is that you don't need to eliminate hidden impulses, you just need to see them. Once you begin noticing how your decisions truly form, you gain the ability to shape them rather than be shaped by them. You begin to see relationships more clearly, build healthier habits, and make life choices that align with your real values, not just your oldest emotional patterns. You start living in partnership with your instincts instead of being quietly ruled by them. If this video helped you understand even one subconscious decision that has been steering your life, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to Mind Unlocked. Here we build a toolkit for better thinking, deeper awareness, and wiser choices, so your next decision is made not by impulse, but by the person you're consciously becoming.